G'day guys, it's Clint Adams here. We're catching up with Matt Nash from Prestige Surfaces. This is some of his gear here. Today we just basically flew into Melbourne. I'm on the way to New Zealand. I wanted to catch up with Matt and talk a little bit about what he does in surface prep and get a bit more of a history around his business and how he's got to where he is today. Hope you enjoy.
Y'all ready to turn it up tonight?
When we tell the story at Waterpro, it's always about made in South Australia, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Your story is more about quality, so the water...
Absolutely. Everything from the water we drink at Prestige Surfaces is of the utmost quality. So we've got some Norwegian supply here for us, which I thought was really appropriate. Actually, the only...
I've never had it.
Haven't you?
It looks too expensive to open.
This is like taken over Melbourne.
Should I open it?
Open it.
All right,
Give it a go. This is meant to be the purest,
Clint
the
Adams
purest
here.
water.
This is Clint from Waterpro, drinking water with Matt. So this is Prestige Water Pro.
Magnificent, isn't it?
It feels different.
It's,
I'm not getting a massive flavour difference, but it's like it feels different.
Yeah, just maybe the glass. I think it's the glass.
I think it's just knowing how much it probably costs that makes me just respect it a bit more.
Yeah, $10 for this in a cafe.
When we hit it DK, when we hit it real big, we're gonna bath in this shit. So we're here with Matt from Prestige Surfaces, obviously in Melbourne. Where are we in Melbourne?
We're in Burwood in Melbourne, yeah. Victoria, Australia. For all the Norwegians watching.
Yeah, then again,
because we'll be tagging.
Well, you think about it, they're going to get on the old Google machine and start looking for Voss.
As we were talking about before, once we start mentioning the name.
This video will pop up.
Yeah.
You know what's going to be really shit? My Facebook feed's now going to be full of Voss ads now because we've said Voss about 500 times.
We should get a bit of an endorsement for this.
I thought it was bad when the ice pipes kept popping up on my Facebook feed. I don't know where that came from. I think it's because I call so many people like, oh, this dude must be smoking crack. And then so now, like on the Facebook algorithm, it's picked it up, and I'm getting ice pipes. Yeah, on the Wish app. Like there's that Wish app that people are spending all their money on.
Yeah, right.
So I'm being targeted with ice.
It's really amazing, actually, social media and everything these days. It's always evolving, and as I was saying before, like it's something that we have to, give to the professionals to manage.
Yeah. So we talked. Obviously, I've gone one way, and I've got ring-a-ding-ding David King over here. And then you've gone, tried it myself, understood what I need to do, but now you outsource the large portion of your social.
Yeah,
you still take care of your Insta.
So we outsource advertising. So we outsource Google AdWords, Facebook AdWords.
Do you spend a lot? And don't answer in a number if you don't want to. But do you spend a lot on Google AdWords in your opinion? Is it a big part of the
I would say I'd spend the most out of
in your market.
In my market.
Yep.
But I don't think I spend a lot compared to. Other industries.
Like if you were selling Nikes or
so
Coca-Cola.
And fortunately I have a product or a service that, the margins are, we're not selling $100,000 pools, we're not selling $100,000 landscapes.
Yep.
We're selling something that our average sale might be between $500 and $1,500.
Yep.
So that's enough of a margin to allow us to put some money into
customer acquisition.
That's right. Yeah. So it's really important for us to advertise because we need to get multiple jobs. I've got a team of 12. We need to make sure that they have to eat. We have to pay for everything, and we need to make sure that we have sort of about 5 jobs a day to survive. So
just we
need to advertise.
My business brain just doing the numbers. So tell us, I guess we've obviously jumped ahead, which is going to happen because it's how I work and I think it's how you work. Prestige Surfaces is your company.
It is, yep.
So you got partners?
Sole director. No, me and partners don't. No.
Hallelujah. It's funny that I met with a guy before and he was like, yeah, me and my partner get along really well. And I'm like, I've had a partner and I don't have a partner now.
Yep.
And I know which I prefer.
Look, I like to do things my way. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's the wrong way.
Yeah, but it's still your way.
But it's my way. And I really, I'm a perfectionist. And I have visions, and I like to see things, go towards that vision.
So I don't think my desire to not have a partner is not so much around perfectionism, because I'm pretty chill with most stuff. I'm like, yeah, whatever, just let it happen. As long as it's going in the right direction, we can kind of...
Yep.
But it's more like, if I really want something and want to do something, I just hated having to kind of go to a partner and put it forward and go, what do you think? And they're like, oh, I don't know.
Oh, well, you're spending someone else's money as well. Yeah. So I pull the trigger on a lot of things.
And just on a gut.
Absolutely. Yep. I like to get things done really quickly.
Yep.
I do regret the occasional decision that I do, but if I didn't make those decisions, I wouldn't be in this position.
But I think
today.
it's a case, you kind of got, if you can fire off 10 decisions and 7 are correct,
yep.
those 3 will be covered by the 7, and you'll learn, and you're not going to do those 3 again, and then your 7 might become 8, and then the 8 will become 9.
Oh, look, absolutely.
As you become an adult.
Yeah, so I mean, we've in advertising, I guess, publicity and stuff like that. So we do radio advertising, and even with that, we get people knocking on our doors to advertise on TV and all sorts of things. And we've tried different avenues. We've tried website marketing and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And you've just got to try
that's not
everything.
A mistake, though. That's you have to do that.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, it's failures. By failing and making those mistakes, you can really hone in on what works. And I feel like we're in that position now where we're so targeted with our marketing that we're not wasting any money. It's really targeted. And
so
it's going to the right places.
Are you able to determine your return on investment with that? Like, you can go, I guess Google, for me with Google, I know how much money converts.
I'd love to be able to answer that question, but the thing is, we have,
because it's branding.
It's all about branding for us. I don't go and put call to actions out there. I go and put nice, classy branding, and that's all we're interested in doing. So
it's probably hard for you to do a call to action. I mean, even for us, we'll do a branding. We're branding non-stop. That's why he exists. It's just branding. So that if someone hopefully likes to buy an irrigation system at some point, it comes through us.
Yep.
The call to action is probably easier for Waterpro to do than it would be for you guys, because I can say, buy this piece of X for this many dollars delivered to your house, and I can just ship it. There's no scheduling. I don't have to get a guy to go out there. It's like parcelish.
Yeah. So when we used to actually sell the product.
Yeah. So you could have done call to action stuff.
And we did. We did a bit of a call to action. Buy it. We sold it for like $1.99.
Yep.
Buy it now, and we sold. So like 10 in the first day.
Yep.
We're like, yeah, this is really cool, and then it sort of just slowly but surely started to decline. The sales started to decline. Like, everyone that was going to purchase it purchased it, and then it sort of
so you either
got to the point
didn't
where
spend enough money covering more of a market.
No, we're never really pushing product as such. We sort of just like to have it there as a bit of an add-on, and unfortunately, what we do is so specialised that the mum and dad applicators would buy it, they'd apply it to really dirty stone. There'd be problems; it wouldn't be done properly, and we were getting literally every drum we'd sell, we'd be like getting phone calls and things like that. So we realised really early on, if professional tilers and landscapers aren't doing this themselves, then homeowners are definitely not going to be doing this themselves. And that's when we decided that it was really important that we just focused on the service side of the business.
I did my pool. I hydrochloric acid washed my pool and repainted it with epoxy myself twice, right? Twice, because I absolutely fucked it up.
If Unica's watching this, she's going to be very, very upset.
For what reason? That I'm working and I'm...
If anyone's watching this that's a landscaper, is going to be very upset.
Why? Because I should be contracting it out to my customers.
No, because you've used hydrochloric acid on your pool paving, and you've put an epoxy on your pool paving.
No, my pool. The inside of my pool.
Oh, the inside of your pool. So you've...
Yeah, no, I don't.
Hang on. So
my pool was built in the 70s, right?
What's your pool shell?
It's concrete.
So concrete, and you put an epoxy over the...
So I cleaned the pool with the acid and cleaned it
which is all right.
And then rinsed it and pumped all that into whatever the most suitable area was, which is the most legal area, wherever that was at the time. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And then I mixed the two paints together and painted the pool. So it's like it makes it blue or whatever.
Yeah. So now, Clint, we do pool paving around the pool, yeah?
This is a good segue. Tell me a bit more about your business.
So for anyone watching this, we have nothing to do with the inside of a pool. But we do the paving. So this piece of bluestone here.
Yeah. So what is this?
This is bluestone.
Why? How did it end up here? Did someone give you a table, or this is just part of the whole?
No. This is just a little something that.
Is it sealed?
It was sealed a long time ago. This is like 7 years old, this piece. Yep. We just brought it up here especially for the segment because we needed something that we could look at each other and have this conversation. So
this is probably...
So I mean, pool paving could be bluestone, travertine, limestone. Limestone's really common at the moment.
In Melbourne? I mean, do you have much of an idea of the national market? Obviously,
yeah,
you travel.
So it's funny. I was having this conversation last week with Josh from Landscape Techniques.
Shout out to Hoops.
Yeah. So, you know, we were having a discussion about the Sydney markets, Adelaide markets, and Melbourne markets, and it seems that Sydney's on its own. Yep. Adelaide and Melbourne are very similar. So our Sydney, there's a lot of sandstones going on because it's like the I guess the state rock, the
is it locally mined? Is that why?
It can be. Sometimes it isn't though. They might get it from China.
WA or China.
Yeah, that's right. But there's a lot of sandstone in Sydney, and sandstone's really acceptable. But in Melbourne and Adelaide, sandstone is not.
Well, it seems to be disappearing. I mean, sandstone I worked in the landscape supplies prior to working at or having Waterpro. And sandstone was quite heavily used across, I guess, the hills of Rostrevor and Athelston, which were quite a high Italian demographic, and they were going with that sandstone because obviously it's what they knew, or it's what they'd always wanted, or it's what they dreamt of. But outside of that, now you look at jobs like Hoops is doing,
bluestone,
and it's all
limestone.
blue, yeah. So.
And I think, and I love limestone. It's beautiful. I think limestone isn't going. It's going to be another sandstone. It'll come and it'll go, and it's because it's so soft.
Yeah. So this is hard.
Bluestone's hard, granite's really hard.
Yep.
Concrete pavers Anston's a really good product as well. Limestone is absolutely stunning, but it is a little bit problematic. And what happened with sandstone, it used to be really common here too 5 years ago.
Yeah. And
then we started to see corrosion around the pools, and we started to see lots of mould and stuff like that, and difficult to maintain, and it just sort of lost its, it just started to phase out until, now 2018, the only sandstone jobs we're getting are 5 to 10 years old.
Yeah, so
right.
resurface, reset. Give me the 3 minutes of what your company does.
So what Prestige Surfaces does is we rock up to sites that have had stone, tile or concrete installed. We'll give them a fully detailed mechanical, chemical clean process, make them look amazing, and then we will put a premium quality, breathable, natural sealant on it to retain the natural look and characteristic of the material, protect it, make it easier to maintain for the client, and protect it against things like corrosion, efflorescence, and everything that makes the product look good for longer.
So you kind of like, this is a really shitty way of putting it, but like varnishing timber.
Varnish
this is breathable.
Varnish would be I'd compare that to like a coating sealer. Now, a coating sealer is something that sits on the top. It's like an acrylic. It sits on the top, changes the colour. It's like a plastic film over the top. Right. So this actually goes into the pores of the material, it bonds with certain minerals that are in the products that it's getting applied to, and it becomes one with the material.
So you said before it's natural, it's breathable.
Natural, breathable. So it allows, when we say breathable, it means that, let's say salts in the subbase, there's lots of salts and minerals in the ground. Now that needs to come out, right? So this will bond, tiny little particles that bond around the capillaries of the product. If there's salts and minerals in the subbase, those salts and minerals can come out even with this on it. Okay. And that's what we call breathable.
So it's kind of like it protects the bad but lets the good happen still.
Yes, correct, yeah. So that salt that's coming through, which is a really corrosive mineral to the stone, it won't affect it because this is protecting the stone.
There's no ingredients on here.
No.
Is that allowed?
This is doesn't matter because this is not for sale.
It's an empty bottle.
This is Prestige Surfaces' own product that
is just a display.
That we apply. That's correct. So the ingredients are something that I've worked out with a chemical.
So there's IP there.
Yeah, there certainly is. Yeah, this is and what the difference between our product and most other products on the market is most other products on the market tend to focus on stain repellency and that's about it. And unfortunately, we apply this to stone. You apply a cheap product to stone. it'll look invisible. It's going to look the same.
Okay, so you don't know about it until later.
No, that's right. So it's 5 years down the track when you notice the difference. And this material here is intact. There's bugger all signs of efflorescence. It's rarely corroded. It will clean up beautifully. The stone will look new again. Whereas the cheaper products, in some cases, you're not going to have that. Not saying that all products are like that, but vast majority are, and that's where we specialise in, high end longevity. That's what we're targeting.
So you're at the higher end. You're at the high end.
My philosophy is that we want the material to last forever.
Yep.
That's our goal. Our goal is to keep that stone
because
and
it can't. I mean, stone itself.
It can be really soft.
It's existed forever as well.
That's right. But once it's exposed to elements, it can corrode. It can crumble.
So that's where this comes in. Or
correct.
You come in.
Yeah.
How old's the company?
We're 7 years old.
Okay.
I've been doing it for about 11, 12 years.
So what's your history? You were doing this as a job and then...
So my grandfather had a cleaning company.
Yep.
It was a commercial cleaning company. My dad had a cleaning company, different cleaning company. He ventured off into carpets.
Yep.
And then at the end of his career, I suppose, he sort of
sounds like it's going to go somewhere really bad.
He slowly started to get into this.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was like cleaning some really questionable things.
No.
But, okay.
Well,
cool.
yeah. I mean, stone.
You probably do, yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, so it's in your blood.
Yeah, it seems that
Cleaning.
way. It's like it was my destiny. Yeah.
And then you've just ran with it and made it your own.
Yeah. So I mean, I actually went to uni when I was 18.
Did you finish?
No, I dropped out after 2 years. I did a marketing degree.
Yep.
I was sitting in the lecture theatre. There was 300 people. This is in Ballarat. So for Adelaide people, Ballarat is like a really small country town.
I think most people stop in Ballarat on the way to Melbourne if they're driving over here to watch the Crows beat somewhere.
Sovereign Hill, if anyone's heard of that. That's
I've been there. I got a speck of gold from Sovereign Hill.
Yep. So actually, when I was a kid, I was chasing the nugget that they kept advertising, and then later on, you realise that was just put there by them. You actually thought you could strike gold. Sitting in the lecture theatre, there's 300 people around, all competing for that one dream job at Coca-Cola.
Is that you being extreme about it, or is that's really?
Well, I was fairly driven.
Yeah. That's the best job? Coke. Biggest budget.
It's just an example. Yep. So it might be Pepsi, might be
whatever.
Coke. But let's
it's
say
that one job.
That's right. There's a select few jobs that I would have liked to have, and most other people would like to get into. And I just thought, I'm not flying through with exceptional grades or anything. I wasn't really focused. I have ADD. I like to. I do things a certain way. That's right.
Anyway, you continue your story.
So it was in that theatre that day. I'm like looking around. I'm like, I need to go and I need to do my own thing.
Yep.
This was a site. This was just to scrape through.
Coin.
That's right. Just make some coin to get through.
Yep.
I was actually doing this whilst I was studying, and eventually it just kept growing. So I put a website up, started to get a few clients, and I'm really hyper focused on certain things. So when I was creating the product, I was in the backyard with like all these different materials and trying to code it on things.
Stressing him out, like, come on.
Mate, it was full on.
Yep.
It was a
UV
full on
lamps
journey. Yeah, that's it. So I guess that sort of hyper focus sort of characteristic of my personality.
That ADD, and I'm not sure if you're being silly or if you're actually being diagnosed.
I have actually been diagnosed,
and I'm assuming you don't medicate.
No.
Yeah, good.
No.
So you use that.
I think a lot of people that are quite entrepreneurial do have something
ADD
like
tendencies.
that.
I think. Look, I really don't care if I've never been diagnosed. I didn't even finish year 12. I struggled because I was smart enough and I was doing okay.
Yep.
But opportunities came up and I was just like, what the I'm going. I dropped out 13 weeks before the end of year 12.
Yep. There you go.
Just went, see ya.
It's and the thing is, the way high school and
the whole
and
education
university,
system,
it's really encourages people that they have to finish year 12, they have to go to uni, and then so many people unfortunately that go down
they're
that
choosing
path.
uni courses that they chose in year 10. Well, you're not.
Exactly.
Did you know what you? I didn't even know what irrigation was in year 9. I was meant to be a lawyer. That worked out. So, I guess from the marketing point of view, that's going to have benefited you somewhat, to a point.
Yeah, I think so.
But marketing has gone in such a different direction now that, like, I don't know how. I mean, this has probably been disrespectful.
How's that sun treating you over there, DK?
But
you know when the blinds down?
You think
No?
he loves light, man.
Okay,
loves
cool,
light.
Cool.
But you think about the guys that have gone to uni to do marketing, and now this dude's walking around with cameras.
Yeah.
This was never part of the plan.
Yeah.
You know, I was meant to go knock on a door and sell them an advertisement and create some stuff.
I mean, the evolution of advertising has changed so much over the past 10, 15 years since the internet, I guess. So we've started out with social media started out with MySpace.
Did you have a MySpace?
I did have a MySpace.
How old are you now?
I still have a MySpace, I think.
You're younger.
I'm 31.
Yeah, so that you would have been young, man.
So I would have been 21.
Because I didn't have Facebook until I was like,
you were
Facebook,
late.
this will never last.
Yeah, and I was the same. I was really slow to jump on. And then for some reason, I really never understood why people switched from MySpace to Facebook, because I thought it was a very similar type of platform.
Do you know the answer to that? Why MySpace died? If anyone's watching this, just comment below. Help Matt out. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, exactly. I've never understood it, but so you've gone from MySpace to Facebook,
and now it's slowly changing a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean Google AdWords and things like that. So we just recently got quotes from TV to do TV advertising. You can spend up to $5,000
for 30 seconds.
For a 30-second ad, and reach less people than you can spending $100 on Facebook.
I think that's the key. It's the cost and the return on investment. That's hard, but I talked about Gary Vaynerchuk before. He talks a lot about underpriced attention.
Yeah.
And Facebook's underpriced, and Instagram's underpriced. LinkedIn isn't, and Google's not. It's worth what it's worth. TV is one of those things that's overpriced.
Absolutely.
And you look at Yellow Pages. They were overpriced in their last years.
Yep.
And people were still doing it. And then, Telstra, they're overpriced. Like there's these things. If you can identify that you're getting the most benefit from Facebook, and imagine what $5,000 on Facebook will do for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Compared to
exactly. And it's all about your reach and your frequency. Yeah. So for Facebook and Instagram and social, you can reach a lot of people for a really insignificant amount of money.
Yep.
And I really think that it's I guess it's sort of replaced, Google especially has replaced the Yellow Pages.
100%.
So that's just non-existent.
Yeah.
It makes
Which made me so
I kind
happy.
of cringe every time I see an ad.
Dude,
like
I was
Yellow
so happy.
Pages. It's mate,
when we first opened, I think we did an $11,000 Yellow Pages ad, and we were turning over, I don't know, $600,000 a year. We were we were small.
Yeah.
And which is probably big for some people, and it was a lot of money.
Yep.
We didn't have a lot, and they're like, "It'll be good." This will be like typical Yellow Pages salesperson who became the top 1% and flew to bloody all my money paid for them to fly to Vegas for their you destroyed all these businesses. Good work.
Yeah.
And we had no calls, like zero. Not just people like nothing happened. We had a custom phone number for that ad. And it never rang.
Yeah, it's and same with magazine advertising.
Well, you never know with that,
the same thing. Like it's just print is sort of.
Because I've heard some good stuff but it's not that it's underpriced. You'll get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Like you might pay $5,000 for a one-page ad in whatever your local good thing is.
Yeah.
I know that there were some guys in Adelaide doing well with SA Life, which had like a kind of eastern suburbs, kind of market, and they were paying good money for the ads, but they'd only have to win one job, and it was okay because these guys are.
And that's our client, and with our clients, sometimes they might only need 5 jobs a year. That's right. So
to 250 to 500.
Absolutely, that's really good. As we were saying before, with the cost of per customer, ours is quite low.
See, our docket average is even lower than yours. You're talking 500 to 1,500 per invoice or whatever it is. We might be like 40.
Yeah.
Now we also have $50,000 invoices.
So you need to do more than what we would do, nearly.
Yeah. Because that's why Facebook's so good for us, and branding's so important because we've got our recurring trade customers, but the average trade customer would spend under $1,000 a month with us, and that could be done over 20 transactions.
That's pretty decent.
It's great because it's $12,000. It's regular. It's payment. I was looking at it the other day. And the guys that sit in the $250,000 annual bracket,
Yeah.
are there's few, and then you kind of get down, and it kind of gets into the 10 and 20 grand. That's what most of the 2 to 4 guys they're doing. That's still great though. Like
it is, yeah.
And you get
so
enough.
our customers wouldn't even be worth that much to us.
Yeah.
So there's not one customer we have that would be worth more than 1% of our business,
which is really the same, and we're the same.
Which is really
what
good.
Would we if we, at 2? We'd get into the kind of over. It's not 1%, but it's close, like 2s and 3%, which I'm cool with.
Yeah.
Because
but that's really good because there's some people
there's
out
no
there.
20%.
No, well that's it. And if you lose a 20%, then
see you later. You got to fire 4
then
staff.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So I hate having too many eggs in one basket.
If my 1% customers weren't the ones that they were, I'd be worried. That was good. But because of the relationship I have with them, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Because it's the relationship's very, very strong. So, okay, so you started this from scratch.
Yes. Yeah.
Registered your business name.
Yep.
Got your website, and you were on your way.
Correct.
As a sole trader originally.
Originally a sole trader. In 2013, we became a company. Started paying myself a salary.
Dude, I swear. I reckon I became a company about the same.
Yeah.
It might have been a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Similar.
Yeah, so I think I started in
Might have been
2011 or 2010.
No, I reckon I became a company in 2010. Close.
Yeah. But so 2013 was when the company started, and it's just so much better having a company. Like it's more structured.
You're more inclined to pay your tax.
Less liability. That's right. Less liability.
I don't know how much less liability there is. I mean, there is less liability, but I reckon if you really shit the bed,
well, these days you can, But I mean, and also, as a sole trader, it's like everything's you need to separate your personal stuff and your business stuff. So with a company, you pay yourself a salary, and then the company's profits and all that.
Well,
sort
then
of
your
stuff
super's covered, your work cover's covered.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever,
so for me, it's much easier. Like companies, you're more protected, and it's just a much
depends
better.
how many directors' guarantees you sign, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, and I think as you grow, the entity becomes more sellable, and if that's a path that you ever wanted to go down, and then you're not trying to sell a partnership or a sole trader, and, and obviously the tax implications of we don't even need to.
And it's obviously better for tax as well. So yeah.
So, and then was it always just you and a dude in a ute, or how quickly?
Yeah, so it started out. There was myself and a dude and a ute,
or a dudette. Sorry, I know.
No, there's a dude, and it was just us and a 2004 Honda Rodeo and a bit of gear in the back. And we just grew from there. So we started. We ironed out all the creases early on. We tried dealing with staff, and we went through them. We realised what was, what worked and what didn't.
And what you were looking for.
Yeah, that's right. And I guess for us, where I'm big on service. I'm big on systems and processes.
Yep.
And now we've got 6-7 vehicles. We've got a team of 12.
Yep.
We've got a nice.
So you run
big warehouse.
two-person crews kind of thing?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
1 to 2 people.
Yep.
And as I said before, it's full on. Like the training is really really important. It does take, because we deal with so many different substrates and surfaces.
And the chemicals. I mean, they're predominantly
we're
natural?
pretty good actually.
Yeah.
So that's the reason that I designed my own product, was because when I started, there was just carcinogenic products.
Well, even coming from your family background, like some of the shit that your grandfather and dad must have touched over the years.
Look, they're all still alive and well.
Yeah.
My grandpa's just turned 87, so he's doing really well.
Yeah, that's great. Because that's a potential risk. Like I know I'll say it in jest.
You just got to be careful.
Yeah.
It's just common sense. We're pretty good. We have water-based products now, that's where all the technology's going. Solvents are banned in a lot of countries, so the technology is focused on water-based. And we try not to use chemicals where we can avoid them. We try to use abrasive pads and brushes and things like that.
We try and do hard work instead of chemical work.
Yeah, that's right. We try to where we can, and when we do have to use chemicals, then we just wear masks.
So you might spot
and gloves,
chemical cleaning oil that's needs to be done to get it off a paver, but then you'll just do the spot. You won't do a blanket.
Absolutely. I mean, we have systems and processes. We have policies, procedures, OH&S.
Did you develop them, or did you kind of help get
the products?
No, the occupational health and safety. This is just a selfish interest for me.
So I engaged a HR consultant to sit with me, and we worked out.
Because I think we're at that stage now. Like that's probably my weak point is the policies and procedures.
Yeah, there's so much you have to do, and that was probably $15,000 to get them done.
I'd probably happily pay it if I didn't have to get involved.
Yeah. Well, and that's it.
I think I'll have to be involved.
I mean, you can just go on the internet and print out.
I don't want to do that
standard.
shit. Like I need it.
You want to sort of look like you want to cover yourself.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that your guys are really safe at work.
Safety. Look, the safety side of things, I'm concerned about. Like the rest of the.
I mean, as a product, though, I mean, it's not as important as a service. So we're using electrical machinery and things like that. So
we see nothing. Our risk is so low. Our work cover percentage is stupidly low. So I think it's in the 2%.
Yeah.
So because the highest risk we would have would be forklift, which we have one and we use it irregularly.
Yep.
Or someone tripping over a computer. Like it's like in here.
Yeah.
You know.
So we have an induction process as well where we go over the policies and procedures and everything like that. Even in our policies and procedures, we'll have a social media section where we.
Do you have a social media policy?
Yeah, we do, because we don't want our guys posting inappropriate things about the business or clients, privacy to consider as well.
So taking photos on clients.
Yeah, exactly, and don't post them because some people don't want their houses for the world to see.
Especially the higher end clients.
Yeah,
very especially.
Absolutely.
So your guys, if they took a photo of something and sent it to you just as an update, you would seek permission from the client to then use any photos, or
so my guys do take photos throughout the job. That's for our
quality assurance.
That's right. But they, in the policy, it will state do not post photos from on social media. Even things like do not slander the business on social media, and just everything to consider, because it's it can be really damaging if an employee gets on social media and starts slagging people or things and bullying, and there's bullying policies and procedures and there's a policy and procedure for a lot of things, and my guys are great. They're not going to do that, but it's just one of those things that you have to have, because as you grow, you want to make sure that your image and your brand is protected, and that's just part of the.
I'm not sure whether or not I would. Like, this is just me being me. I wouldn't stop my staff from slandering our business on social media. I'd let them do it. Do you know what I mean? And that's
look, they're going to do it. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it.
That's right. So I'd almost happily let them do it.
Yeah.
To create a conversation, and I would engage in it and be like, cool. Yeah. Let's talk about things. If we're going to talk about the company, let's talk about your position in the company.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I get it. And look, my stupidity around that eventually might have to kind of rein in a little bit when we become more corporate.
At the end of the day, as a business owner, the landscape is watching that are business owners and things. Sometimes people are going to have falling outs, and sometimes they are at work. And it's just a little form of protection that you just have.
Right.
It's not something I even really.
You've never had to use it. Yeah, it's just in the background.
Exactly.
So what's the plan moving forward for the business? Have you got? You want to take over the world, or are you happy just to kind of cruise? Or?
I think from experience in trialing other areas, we've just launched in Adelaide 12 months ago. That's going really well.
Yep.
We've really taken over Melbourne, which is going really well again. And I would like to do Sydney at some point soon. And I guess after that, it'd probably have to be somewhere like the States. I mean, our Instagram population, and I guess Darwin, Perth. It's just too small.
Have you got anything keeping you here? Like, as in you personally?
There's
something you care about here.
Yeah, I've got family. This is my home.
So you're not going to go live in the US for 12 months and just...
Look, the weather is pretty nasty down here sometimes.
You do 6 months.
I have family in the Sunshine Coast as well. So
just go there.
But the market's not there.
There's nothing there?
The maret's not there, yeah. So
do you know why? Because I'm curious around that as well. Like,
do people tell you that? Do people talk about the Queensland market?
Yeah.
It's really...
Yeah, like it's even in the irrigation market, there's just nothing.
We tried it because I got family there, and did nothing.
You know why? Because they're just so relaxed. They're like, man, if the stone deteriorates, whatever, we'll just get more stone. Like,
yeah, I think it's. I think actually there's
it.
just not much stone getting used either. I think it's really
Concrete.
porcelain and cheaper products, and it's not really.
It depends what part of it as well, because you've got like
look, you're going to have
tourist strip,
yeah,
and then you've got city, and then you've got massive farming like areas with acreages that they're not putting surface prep down. Like they're just
it all depends on what they have and where they get the stone from and what they put down. I guess it's really Melbourne. There's just so much stone, concrete. There's design.
And Adelaide as well. I mean, I've been really, I'm proud of how far Adelaide's come in the landscape market.
Yeah,
and we talk about this even with Hoops and Justin from Habitat. I reckon I spoke to him about it.
Yep.
The pavers that were going down when I was working at Newton's, which was like 15 years ago, were all Boral and Best concrete pavers.
Yep.
Like the poorest looking yellow, red and grey pavers. Now, there was urban stone and custom stone and probably Anston, I wasn't sure. We probably weren't ready for it then.
Yep.
They existed, but they weren't in the market.
Yep.
So, it's now like, if you're going to do a
people
backyard,
want quality.
Yeah, and they're just doing it. Like, it's,
as I said, they want their backyard and their landscape that they've invested significant money to last, and that's the key.
Even back from that, I think that people are now happily spending more money in their backyards.
They are,
because this didn't need to be applied to something, because it was just whatever $20 a square metre pavers. So did this pop at some point? Like, did you see, like, were there surface preparations being done, or is it now like
there's always been I mean, I've been in this for 12 years, so there's always been a market.
Well, you've had a job
since I've been involved. Now what I notice is there's lots of trends that come and go. So there's in situ concrete, which is really big at the moment. There was the sandstone craze. There was the concrete paver craze. There's different trends that come and go. The limestone is really popular at the moment as well. So there's all different trends. And fortunately, all those trends are porous, hard surfaces.
So concrete you can do.
We absolutely
stone you can do,
concrete,
sandstone you can do, pavers you can do. What about pavers that have been sand cracked?
Wood's going out too. Wood seems to be getting replaced by concrete at the moment, the in situ stuff. So,
as in decking and
so decking's being replaced by either paving or concrete, and it's getting used less because it's really hard to maintain. It's really full on.
Well, even that we did a site visit with Josh from Landscape Techniques out at Mitcham, I think. And the guy's house that they were at had a few examples of timber. I think the guy owned a timber company, or he was involved in timber. The slats on the wall were hardwood stakes that he'd just chopped the points off.
I saw that. Yeah,
once they
that's good on a vertical surface. That's good.
And then once they're done, they're done.
On a deck,
that's right. It's getting.
I as a kid I had a pool. I had a deck.
Oh,
unfortunately, back then there was nails. Oh
my god! And then
they used to pop up.
Yeah.
The wood it was horrendous.
And then obviously there's the mod wood. Or the
see that, and mod was like synthetic grass. Okay, so it's
mate,
plastic.
You know where I stand with synthetic grass.
It's not,
You've probably seen enough of my content. This guy used modwood on part of his panelling because it was outside of his kid's basketball court, and they wanted it there, and they didn't want to maintain it, and it was kind of there. So it had synthetic grass has its place. I think it's inside houses and display homes with square meterages below 2. Nothing, but it has its place. Modwood's the same. I think you're going to have...
Look, it's up... anyone that's a designer generally will really want to use natural materials.
Well, you look at it, man, like it exists. It's obviously steel and concrete, you kind of have to be a bit more... but it ages and it's got character.
Absolutely. And that's it. And that's the key. And that's why we are...
But even the cooling side, like lawn, it's cooling and it's soothing and it's...
absolutely.
I don't know how much...
So I live in an apartment and I have a 40 square metre balcony in the apartment, right? Yeah. So I have...
balcony.
It's a big balcony and it looks at the city. It's beautiful. I bought some synthetic turf.
Yeah.
Bought it, rolled it out. It was one hot day.
Just rolled it out.
And it started bloody...
It's hot.
It stinks. It's just... It melts.
If you've got a pet... like I said, it has its place. So so go to Sydney. Is franchising an option, or you're too much of a control freak?
Nah.
And
I'm not.
or you think it would damage the brand potentially?
I like to do things my way, and I like to keep an eye on it, and I really
because I wouldn't franchise.
I emphasise on quality, and I really believe that if we franchise, that the quality would just spiral.
So then all of a sudden, the only reason you franchise is to make money.
Yeah,
and then
there's actually a bit of an inquiry going on too with franchising at the moment. So I think the government's cracking down on and on franchise
models because they're
franchisors,
like the master franchise.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because a lot of people are getting ripped off. Things like that. So
look, like anything, it has its place, but I feel a little bit that maybe isn't as necessary in today's world. People have asked me about it. I don't have enough quality procedures to operate the business as it is. Yeah. So for me to sell a franchise would just be another story.
I mean, it would be easy, wouldn't it? You just go to a franchise expo, all your markets there, 50 grand, thank you. Yep. That's better. That's better than $500, isn't it? So cheaper.
Yep.
It'd be easy.
Sell a shitload of franchises.
I mean, to sell franchises, I believe, would be one of the easiest things you could do.
I reckon I could do it.
But I wouldn't. I don't believe that I think of one franchise that you would use on your do you know what I mean? It's not.
What was I went and bought a door the other day from a door shop called Doors Plus.
Yep.
And the guy was saying there, and hopefully this is not any out of the question, but there was a model there where they have like a strategic partnership between the manager and the master and the main person. So. Yep. That might be something that could work for me long term, where I say, look, if you want to manage a Waterpro store, you can buy in. It's $100,000, and you'll own 50% of your store, and this is how we structure it. But it's just so complicated.
So I guess there's licensing.
Yeah, there's different things you can do.
And I mean, at the end of the day, it's still franchising. Yeah, license or no license.
Put a lipstick on the pig and
yeah.
But I don't know where that came from the other day. Anyway, is there a quote or a mantra that you live by or continue to come back to?
I believe. I mean, when I was starting out, I used to like to try shit. So my favourite quote was "Just do it," and I believe that you just.
Is that why you're rolling with the shoes?
Just get out and do it, mate. That was my favourite quote. Yep. And now I guess it's sort of like, well, I've just done it.
Just do it a bit more.
Yeah, maybe just do it a bit more.
Jesus Christ.
But that's probably for the past sort of 15 years, that would be my best quote. Yeah. So. No, that's it. I'm done.
Favourite colour?
I'm really boring. It's black and white. Yeah. Really. It's black and white. That's it.
Who said grey the other day? Caroline Dawes, she's the landscape designer. She said grey. Okay. It's funny.
The colours are out. Colours are gone.
Colours are gone. Well, that's what, mate.
Grey is really natural. Yeah. Really natural colour.
I wear black because it makes me look less fat on podcasts. You reckon I look as fat? Is there anything that you want to promote at the moment that's happening in your world? You want to talk about anything?
No, definitely not. I mean, as I said, we're in Adelaide now, so for any people out there that are in the Adelaide market and want to partner with us, and we're
landscapers that are interested in having you. So if I was a landscaper in Adelaide and I finished a job with some beautiful stone, I'd reach out to you. You'd quote the job on the square metre over the phone, or do you have to come over?
No, we work on a square metre rate.
So you quote the job.
Yep.
Yes or no. Book it in. Drive over.
So we work with a few, probably maybe 10 people over there at the moment, and they know our rates, and when they install the stone, they book us in, and then we come and do it.
How easy is that? Our quoting is insane. Like a takeoff for an irrigation system could take 5 days.
It's really important to keep it easy. And
then your guys just quote, they're winning the work for you. And then you just have to make sure you do it and do it well.
That's it. Do it really well.
Cool, man.
Keep everyone happy.
Yeah.
Away we go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us here.
Absolutely, no problems, anytime.